So everything we do, everything we put our hand to, we got some of the greatest inventors in this world as so-called black men. And when they invent the stuff that they do, it gets taken from them by the so-called white man, the so-called Arab man, the so-called Chinese man. Everybody takes the inventions of the so-called black man. Let's get one of those bad things that Moses said would happen to the children of Israel from the Most High God. Read.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
So it said the children of Israel will be cursed in the city. So let me ask you a question. You go to any hood in the city of Cincinnati, who do you find there? If you go to the hood, name a hood in the city of Cincinnati. Wynn Terrace. You go to Wynn Terrace, who lives there? You confused by the question? What people live in Wynn Terrace? So black people live in Wynn Terrace. So what did it say?
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city. You said Price Hill, but black people live there too, right? Right. The majority of the people who live in the hoods are black people. You got some white people, so-called white people. You got Hispanic people, but the majority of those people are the so-called black people. Read.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
It said, cursed shalt thou be in the field. So it's going into, let's say, the cotton field, the tobacco fields. Who was working those fields? We was working those fields, right? That's a curse. We wasn't getting paid to do that, was we? No, we wasn't getting paid at all. We was getting beat if we ain't doing enough. We go to our jobs. We are often the first fired, last hired. The majority of the time. Yes, sir. That's what the Bible says. You don't believe the Bible?
I believe the Bible. I believe the
okay.
You say that you got to think you got a
right. Okay.
Everybody wanted Jesus and God get them back, but they won't honor the world and all that. They talking about dealing with people going back in the hood and who first. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This one got up. Wasn't no different. I'm talking about married, living, my grandmother.
Okay.
Those things that we talking about, I can't say shit.
I'm gonna need Leviticus 26. Okay. Let me ask you a question. You went and bought some gas, right?
Yeah.
Who was behind the counter in the gas station? The sister? Who owned this gas station?
I couldn't even tell.
You got a guess?
I mean, you know.
No, I want you to tell me who owned the gas station.
I can't say who.
Right. We know who owned the gas station. We know it ain't us, right? Right. So Leviticus, we're going to get Leviticus 26 and read verse 3. Read that first.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 26, verse 3. If ye walk in my statutes and keep my commandments and do them.
The Most High God is saying, if we keep his laws, statutes, and commandments, read.
Then I will give you rain in due season.
Rain in due season. That goes to we would have crops. It would be in abundance. When we need that food to grow, it would grow. Read.
And the land shall yield her increase.
So the land would give up its increase. But let's see what happens if we didn't keep God's laws, statutes, and commandments. Give me 14.
But if ye will not hearken unto me and will not do all these commandments.
So if we decide that we're not going to do the commandments, we're going to do what the other nations do. We're going to follow after them. Read.
And if ye shall despise my statutes, or if your soul abhor my judgment.
Because our people hate God's commandments, believe it or not. They really do. We bring these commandments out, they don't want to hear what we're telling them. Read.
So that ye will not do all my commandments, but that ye break my covenant, I will do this also unto you. I will even appoint over you terror.
It said he would appoint over us terror. You understand what terror is? Terror is us getting shot down in the street by the police.
Out of the car. Out of the car. Out of the car.
7 back in the service, 1828.
Get out of the car. Then get out. No. Then get out.
Get out of the fucking car.
Get out of the car.
Get out of the fucking car.
Get out of the car.
That's terror. The Most High God put that over us because we choose not to follow his laws.
Read. Consumption and the burning ash.
That's going into diseases that the so-called black man and black woman gets these days. Read.
That shall consume the eyes and cause sorrow of heart. And ye shall sow your seed in vain, for your enemies shall eat it.
So it says, sow our seed in vain, because our enemies will eat it. So everything we do, everything we put our hand to, we got some of the greatest inventors in this world as so-called black men. And when they invent the stuff that they do, it gets taken from them by the so-called white man, the so-called Arab man, the so-called Chinese man. Everybody takes the inventions of the so-called black man. The air conditioner was invented by a so-called black man. But you hear about Willis Carrier. He the one got the patent for the air conditioner. He's a so-called white man. He gets all the credit. We get nothing. Jack Daniels, familiar with that? Yeah, the Jack Daniels. I forgot, Uncle, whatever he called himself, Uncle somebody invented Jack Daniels basically. He took it from him. But you ain't getting no credit. He had to come out later. His family came out with their own brand of bourbon after Jack Daniels has been established for years. So yes, brother, these curses of this Bible are real, and they apply to us.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
God said what? Know your Lord with all your heart and your soul.
Exactly.
And make you do what you want for your brother. That's the greatest commandment that he gave. So all of that other stuff is extra. That's
all the other stuff fall under those two great commandments.
The two great commandments is, you hear me, is that. The extra is us being disciplined. I ain't gonna be, if we beefing with each other, you feeling like what I'm saying is wrong and I feel like you saying is wrong, how we gonna ever come together? There won't be no coming together. There's gonna always be a separation. That's the Cain and Abel. That's the Cain and Abel.
But that's biblical, brother.
You hear me?
That's
biblical.
what I'm trying to tell you. Listen, that comes straight out the Bible. What you just said
I'm not over here
comes straight out the Bible.
Disengage the argument.
Amos 3,
Y'all got to support it. Y'all got to move it. Guess what? I do that right there. 3 and 3. That's it.
Amos 3 and 3. Read this.
The book of Amos, chapter 3 and verse 3.
This is what you just said, right? Read.
Can two walk together except they be agreed?
How we gonna come together if we don't agree on something?
But the totality, how we ain't agreeing. Do you not agree that the killing is wrong? Do you not agree?
Yep, and all these are commandments of God,
all
correct?
These things I stand on.
Okay.
So what a disagreement is? The disagreement only be, guess what the disagreement is?
Where's the disagreement, brother?
Because you want to say this and that. I ain't here to do
It's not, I'm not saying what I want to say. I'm saying, thus said the Lord.
Thus said the Lord.
That's what I'm saying.
Love your Lord with all your heart and your soul.
Right.
And won't be what you want for your brother.
Okay.
You said we people of Israel.
That's right.
Brother,
the Bible says we people of Israel.
Why you don't want for me what I want for you?
I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. First of all, you're not going to speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
I want you to be happy. I want peace.
I want you to get the kingdom of heaven, my brother.
Guess what?
But how do you get the kingdom of heaven?
Guess what?
Matthew 19:16.
Obedience.
Obedience to what?
To God.
Okay,
to God.
so obedience to God. So the brother brought out 1 Corinthians 11:3. You can't say you following all the orders. You can't say that, bro.
I'm following the law just as much as anybody else.
Let's go back to 1
So I'm going to be
That's right. This just came out with the other teacher. This right here. Read this again.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head.
So this just came out.
That ain't just came out. That's been
No, my brother just brought it out to you about your hat.
But I just told you, listen to this. I take my hat off.
All praise. That's called repentance. You say you a Muslim?
I'm a Muslim.
But you believe in God?
Totality. Allah is an Arabic term that means God.
I'm sorry, say that again?
I said Allah is an Arabic term meaning God. We have Hebrew, we got different languages. You meaning to tell me I don't believe? If I just told you, I try to refrain away from murder, sex. You hear me?
Oh, no, that's
all of the
fine.
disciplines
That's
that I
fine.
ain't follow.
But-
I only got that
but
order
you-
for one person, not man. I'm only following
Okay,
one person.
you're only following one person.
When I bow down,
But
I'm
not the God of the
recognizing-
Bible.
I'm not representing no man and everything.
But not
that
the
I
God
do.
of the Bible?
Nope, I'm representing the God. It's the same God in the Bible.
The
That's
same
what I
God in the
believe.
Bible.
The
Numbers
Quran tells me this is
15:38.
the same book.
Read this.
The book of Numbers, chapter 15, verse 38. Speak unto the children of Israel.
That's actually you, brother. And everybody else out here, a lot of people out here are the children of Israel, so we're going to speak to y'all. Read.
And bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garment.
You know what fringes are? Fringes. You look at all our shirts. All of us got on fringes. But that's a commandment of God. Make fringes in the borders of your garment. Read.
Throughout their generations.
From generation to generation, we all wear fringes. I, my wife, my kids, so on and so on. We are commanded to wear fringes throughout our generations. Read.
And that they put upon it the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
It also says we must put a ribbon of blue. If you look at all our fringes, you see everybody got fringes with a ribbon of blue on the fringes, because that's a commandment of God. Read.
And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord.
So it's for us to not only remember all the commandments of God, but for what else?
And do them.
And do what?
Do them.
Also for us to do the commandments of God.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models.